Hey everyone, welcome to Carey's Garage. And on this episode, we're going to take a closer look, finally, at the 78 International Scout 2 diesel, right after this. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, button down below, would really appreciate the support. Hit the bell, like, all that good stuff. Share if you like weird things. This is definitely a weird one. I also have a Patreon, link is down below, any little bit helps. And this video is sponsored by Route 66 Auctions. It is a local New Mexico online auction that does estate auctions, donations, charity. They have a monthly auto auction, which I just did a video on. The auction's over and the cars are sold, but you can check it out if you want to. So we've been working with them doing that. But today, I figured it's time to check out the Scout. We've had this vehicle for a while, and unfortunately, I think I might have to sell it. The channel's not quite making enough money yet, and I've had some things I need to take care of. And unfortunately, I think this guy has to go. But I haven't really done an in-depth video on it yet, only some stuff when I got it and brought it back to life. So I figured today would be a good day to do a video, and let's take it for a drive. So as some of you have watched the channel before and seen the previous videos, I got this vehicle last year. It was from an estate, gentleman passed away, and a diesel Scout was definitely always on my bucket list. So I bought it. It hadn't run in many years. I got it running and polished the paint as much as I could. We'll take a closer look, but some of the paint's kind of thin on the hood. But yeah, let's pull in and take a closer look at it. Here is the cold start on the Scout. The key, really all it does is actuate the starter and turn off the main accessories. And everything is done down here. So we've got a mechanical fuel shutoff. So right now it's pulled out for off, and what we do is we push it in, which activates the fuel rack in the injection pump. And then in this little window, there's actually a heating element that will glow in line with the glow plug. So what we do is we push this momentary switch, which the glow plug system is 100% just done, manually. We push it in and we wait for that little strip in there to glow. It could take 25, 30 seconds. It's a pretty slow system. So we keep holding it and we'll see. I don't know if you guys can see in the window. The little strip will start glowing. There you go. So now that it's pretty much glowing bright red, we start it up. It is a little cold-blooded still, but that's how we start a Scout diesel. Let's take a walk around the Scout. So like I said, it's a 78 International Scout 2. It has a Nissan SD33. It's a 3.3 liter diesel engine with a turbo added onto it. It's not original, but we'll talk about that when we look under the hood. It is original paint as far as I could tell. I did try and buff it, but as you can see, there are some areas that are very thin. It's old 1978 paint. Got it right here on the fender. You see it says diesel with the International Harvester logo. Definitely not the original mirrors, but they are a nice touch. You can see I believe the original mirror holes right there on the door. But these big mirrors with the blind spot are fantastic. One thing to look at is the gap on the door is completely solid. It does have some rust, unfortunately. It's kind of a common occurrence. The rocker right there, and where it looks like there's some screw holes, there might have been some sort of a lip right there, which put some rust on it. But other than that, the very typical places that Scouts rust, this is, like I said, other than that, it's very, very solid. Doesn't have any rust up on the top, you know, corners in the back. The bumper is a little bit tweaked. I've been trying to figure out how to fix that. It did have a spare tire carrier, which I'll put a picture of now. But last year, this was used in a TV show. It was in Dark Winds 2, and I'll put a picture of that up now. You can see it in the background. They had actually wrapped it to kind of change the color a little bit. But when I got it back, they lost the piece that goes right here that clips into the tire carrier, which has a jerry can mount on it. I'll show you that. And kind of same thing over here, some rust on the wheel wells down there and in the rockers. Like I say, you know, it's like, look down here. Solid. There's the diesel badge on this side. I don't know if the top's ever been off. I've never taken it off. I've genuinely been kind of scared to take it off. As much as I would absolutely love to, I don't know. It kind of intimidates me. It has brand new tires that have maybe 200 miles on them at best. What I've thought about doing, you know, if somebody doesn't buy it pretty soon, I'm going to take the bumpers off, straighten the back bumper, paint the bumpers, and paint the mirrors, and just kind of get it a little bit of a nicer, clean appearance. So now, I say, let's pop open the hood and take a look at the engine before we have a quick view of the interior. I'll show you here. This is how you open up the hood. And it opens up the hood. So, there it is. SD33 Nissan Diesel. But like I said, this originally started life out as non-turbo. The original owner, who I've talked to, he's still around. I'm the third verified owner of this vehicle. I know that for a fact. So the original owner I've talked to, and I have all the paperwork for it, said that at this altitude where we're at, it was just, it hurts. It was way too slow. So he went to a local diesel shop and had them retrofit and put a diesel turbo on it. Doesn't run very much boost. It's just enough to kind of help with altitude compensation. So that's why it looks a little bit different than most of the normal turbo Scouts. I put a new master cylinder on it. It's got new glow plugs. Here's the injector side with the diesel Kiki injection pump, which is really a licensed Bosch P pump. You can see the big air cleaner here that goes over to the turbo. It also has a Raycor fuel filter element, which the original owner told me he put that on there because back in the late 70s, he used to go down to Mexico to get diesel and it wasn't that good. So he got the Raycor put on it. I really don't know what kind of turbo it is, but there it is. Before we take off for a drive, I'll set you up on the tripod and I'll start it up so you can hear it a little bit closer with the high definition microphone. So now that we get into the interior, it is 70s brown, very International Harvester. It's got the smell of actually school bus seats, and with the smell of the diesel engine, it really throws me back to being a school bus. It's really funny. It's got metal door cards, the vent window. Like in the Cold Start video, you see the controls for the glow plug, the engine stop, and they got lights, wipers, temp, oil pressure, charge, fuel gauge, speedometer, and an 8-track player with an 8-track in it. It does work. Let's sit in it. It does have a tilt steering column. I've never had the horn button. I've looked around for one. I found a couple. I just haven't picked one up yet. It does have a 4-speed manual gearbox, 2-speed transfer case. Does not have air conditioning, but it does have pretty good heat. And it was installed. The previous owner, also the original owner, put it on a tachometer and a clock. The clock doesn't work, but the tach works, and it works really well. The 4-wheel drive indicator light does work, which is kind of neat. And then the best part is, if we open up the glove box, the build sheet with all the information and everything is all still here and intact. It's got a map light, which does work. And if I remember the original owner saying, this was ordered with higher gears, I believe, because he used to drive it from El Paso up to Albuquerque a lot. That's actually where he ordered it brand new, was down in El Paso. Pull forward this seat. We've got the bench back here, which is in really good condition. I usually just keep it folded down. The armrests. Sliding windows, which do open most of the way. I think some of the rubber down here is getting a little bit, worn out, but it's open for some nice ventilation in the summertime. One of my favorite parts is right here, the original sticker, diesel fuel only. And you got Scout 2 International. Back tailgate area, and we push the button. We open up the back. One of the things the original owner did, I think it was the original owner, he put this like ammo can, it's bolted to the wall right there, and then there's this wooden storage compartment, which could probably be removed. It's just kind of sitting there, I think, with a bicycle inner tube. The back area, the original rubber mat. And along the passenger side, same things. Got the sliding window there. And those are original hubcaps. I found those in a box. More brown. And honestly, this is really the worst of the rust, is right there in this rocker. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably set my phone down on ultra wide angle and drive over it so you can see underneath. And we look in the wheel, besides the leaf that's there, get the original International Harvester locking hubs, which I tell you what, you put this thing in 4-wheel drive and low with the diesel engine, it's pretty impressive. So let me go ahead and start it up. You guys can listen to the engine up close, and then we'll take it for a drive. One thing real quick, check this out. So the interesting thing about this truck is it literally drives like a tractor or a semi-truck. It's a small vehicle and it drives like a big vehicle. And the speedometer just recently, it used to wobble around a whole bunch and twitch, and now it just stopped working. It was like literally a couple of days ago. So I would probably say use a speedometer cable. Probably take a look at it. Not this weekend because of Christmas. I'll do it right after that. But other than that, it really cruises nice. We're still in third gear. We get into fourth, and I think fourth at slower speeds is a bit excessive, but it does cruise quite nicely. I have driven it across town a few times at the higher speeds, and it really did quite well. The steering, though, is something that is absolutely insane. The amount of turns it takes to do anything on this, and it is not power assisted, it is manual steering. It's incredible. So one of the things that I have a really big problem with in general is I have way too many cars, as you can see from my videos. And therein lies a problem that some of the vehicles that I really want to enjoy, I end up not spending enough time with or really not driving enough. This is one of those vehicles. I love this thing so much. I would love to put slightly bigger tires on it, lift it just a little bit, and actually go explore and take it off-roading. But I have to, unfortunately, be very realistic with the amount of cars and projects I have, and there's a couple of vehicles like my Rambler, the Corvair, the Cadillac. That really doesn't need very much though. What else? I don't know, a couple of cars. The Citroen, the 2CV, there you go. That's one I really, really want to focus on, and I think that this will be able to facilitate me being able to do that kind of work on those vehicles. When I open up this vent window, I'm like, why is it so drafty in here? You have the heat on low. It's quite nice. So I'm not really going to go too crazy and go drive around a huge amount, but you know, out here on the open road, it is a great driving vehicle. You know, for what it is. You have to remember, it's a short wheelbase, 4-wheel drive, that is fun off-roading. What I'm going to do is, there's this little strip of dirt between, oh wow, there's a coyote. So one thing, there's a lot of coyotes where we live, and there's one literally right there. This is such a cool truck. I really do love this thing. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, there's a path that goes between my road and the other road, which is a great little 4-wheel drive test. I've actually tested several vehicles, they're 4-wheel drives, to kind of see how it feels. This one, I had driven on there, and it's a great little test. So we'll do that. So what we do, put it in first, and yeah, look at this. The steering, my God, is crazy. I'm not even in 4 low. I could get out and lock the hubs and put it in 4 low, but I don't really feel like it, and we're not going to get stuck. A little bit of desert pinstriping there. Good thing you can't really see it. That's one thing that I've always wanted to do, and I just really haven't had the time, or it really hasn't worked out too. I just wanted to go take this probably up north and go, you know, off-roading into the wilderness, because I know this thing would do great. I just never got around to doing it. There's a fairly in-depth video of the Scout Diesel. It's a really cool truck. It has a lot of potential to make it even better than it already is. So basically, if you're interested and it's still for sale, send me an email. I'm probably going to be listing it on a few sites. It is on like Craigslist and Marketplace right now, and international group. But if you love it and can't live without it, let me know. And if it does sell, I will put sold in the description. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next video.